Hi, it's Chelsea here, and today I'm going to step you through Materio's design proposals. We know that oftentimes people want to get approvals from their clients of multiple items at once. If you have your living room ready to present to your client, you want to give that full living room to your client to approve the entire vision. It helps give your client context to see everything up against one another to approve everything at once, and it saves both of you time. That is where Materials Design Proposals comes in. Today, I am going to show you how I am going to get approval for an entire living room from my client. First, let's navigate to where I've already created a proposal and I'll step you through it. In the Selections tab, you will see the Design Proposals area over to the right. I have already created my living room proposal, so let's open it up and take a look. We are now in the area where I can create and edit my proposal. A little bit later in this video, I will step you through how to make a proposal from scratch. But first, let's just walk through what I have here. I have an extensive living room proposal that I am going to bring into a meeting with my client that includes all of the items that she needs to approve, but also items that she already has approved and are included in her living room as well. You can see that when I scroll down here and it shows the already approved items also in my design proposal here. I have the same functionalities that I have with my boards in my scope of work area when I'm creating my design proposal. So when I add my items to a design proposal, I'm able to resize them, group them together, move them around, remove the background, layer them, and be able to create them into a presentable board that is going to give my client the vision to be able to make this approval. You can see that I can also add text. I have many fonts that I can choose from here and can adjust the size and move it around in order to create the presentation that I want to bring to my meeting. What I also did here in this proposal is I added a second board to it that will show up when I am presenting to my client. I went ahead and created a rendering of the items for my client, and I wanted that to be included in my proposal. So I uploaded that image using the upload image button here to add to a second board so that I can show that to them in the meeting that I have with them to support the approval process. You can see in the left-hand side all of the items that are included in this design proposal, including the tax. And down below, you can see the breakout of the already approved items versus the new items. What you're also able to see are options if there are more than one option that you want to be having your back pocket for your client when you're presenting. So for me, I want to include my ideal couch for this project here in this board. But what I will show you in a little bit is that when I am presenting, I will be able to swap this out for this backup couch if I want to in discussions with my client if it's part of the conversation. You can see when I am creating my board, I can just go ahead and make that swap and that image will come up and I can adjust and move it to fit onto my board in the way that I would like. Here you can see an area for me to be commenting with the team or with the client. So if I am actively building this proposal and have a question for one of my teammates, I can come in here and I can tag them and be able to leave them a comment and they can come in here and do the work that I'm requesting of them. And we're able to keep this communication really streamlined, really organized right here. Once I am presenting, it can make sense for me to switch and go into comments with clients and be able to leave comments there that they'll be able to reference once the proposal is sent to their account and they go to approve it either in that moment or at a later time. Another thing that I want to point out to you here before I show you what it's like to present to a client is that you can make the decision on if you want to be presenting this proposal as itemized prices or as a lump sum. So if you want to be presenting the living room as this total here, $8,481.63, you would want to select the lump sum option. And then when you are presenting to your client, they will only see that lump sum and not the individual prices of the items. If you want to show those individual itemized prices, you're going to keep this on here. But for this, I'm going to go ahead and select lump sum. and show that to you in the presentation. And I'm going to go back to this original couch. I will click save and we'll go and present to our client. To enter into presentation mode, you can either click this button right here, or you can go to the three dots and click present. It is going to open up the presentation in an entirely new tab. You can X out of the tab that has your Materio account open and therefore just be able to show your client this presentation without having to step through your account at all with your client in a meeting to be able to get here. Here you can see the first board that I created, and down here is where I will go and cycle through in order to show that second page. And you can see the controls over here that allow you to show the pricing. So this will show my total. And then when I want to go ahead and open up and show the individual items, you can see that here. Now, this side table, as I said before, has already been approved. It is included in this proposal because I want my client to have that context. What is helpful is that it is outlined here that some of these items have already been approved and are not part of the actual approval of the prices that we're going through together here. As I was showing you before, there are a few backup options that I have. This is my ideal living room that I want to be presenting to my client, but I am okay with having a conversation and considering another couch if the conversation leads there in the presentation. Now, if that does happen, all I have to do is go up here, click on this button, and click use this and change it out, and it will bring in the alternative, that backup selection item. The total will update. Again, you do not see those individual itemized prices since I selected lump sum, but when I cycle in and out other options, it is going to update that total for me. When presenting this to my client, if we are having conversations and I want my team to be able to reference them, I can come over here to the comment button, open this up, and be able to leave comments here that we can all reference later. Your clients can see this, your team can see this, and so this will be saved for everyone to reference down the line. I also want to point out that when you hover over these items on the board, it does give additional information and allows you to actually open up and look through the images that are in that scope item. Really big for your client right there to be able to see all the detail that you want them seeing during your presentation. If your client is happy with this, you can go ahead and mark it as ready to send, and I will show you what happens in your account that will indicate to you that you can go ahead and send that over to your client. I have X'd out of that presentation tab, and I am now back in my selections tab in my Materio account, and you can see that this proposal is now marked as ready to send, and I can send it to my client. To do that, I can either select this button right here or go to the three dots and select send. Let's now log in as Cameron so that I can show you what Cameron sees when she goes to approve the proposal. Cameron will see an indicator on her selection tab that will bring her over to these design proposals where she can open this up, review it, look at the boards. She's able to click open these details here and see the cost breakdown of what has already been approved and new items. If any comments were left, she can also open this up and reference those comments and write back to her design team as well if she has any additional thoughts after the fact. And she can either approve by clicking this approve button or going into details and approving the proposal here as well. When Cameron approves this proposal, it is now going to approve all of those individual items in the living room immediately. I am now back in my account and I'm going to go ahead and open up living room. And you can see that all of those items that Cameron approved through the design proposal are also individually approved here. To create a proposal from scratch, you will go to your selections tab, click on create proposal. And when you choose items to add, You can drill into your individual locations here, or you can just go ahead and select all. So if I'm ready to start building my guest bathroom proposal in the same way that I built my living room proposal, I can go in here, select all. It will pull in all of my items here, and I can start building that proposal for my next client meeting. One last thing that I want to show you here. Let's say I am building this guest bathroom proposal, and I remember that I meant to include a tub here, and I haven't included that in my scope of work yet. I can actually add a tub from my design library to this board by going to From Library. I've now added this in. You can see that this is indicating to me that it is out of scope. And I can actually create a scope item right here and now by using this select scope option, going into plumbing, adding a new item, and changing my location to guest bathroom, having it be a client selection, enter to save. Now this has been added to my design proposal, and it will also show up in my scope of work as a selection to be added. Those are the highlights of Materio's design proposals. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to us at support@materio.co. We are happy to help and take feedback at any time, so don't hesitate to reach out. I hope you found this helpful. Happy building!